This one's from Molsect Knives. Model number, do we have a name? Yes, no. Okay, let's just go ahead and dive right in. All right, let's see what we're dealing with. We got a zipper pouch. Bada bing, bada boom. Nice feel to it. Wiping cloth and silica candy right there. And, ooh, okay, there's the knife. And what are we looking at? I gotta tell you, man, Molsect knives, they often have some off-the-wall looking designs, something that I have not seen in any other brand out there. I mean, look at this. What are we looking at? Is this a knife? Is it not? I mean, obviously it is, but to the untrained eye, you hand this to a non-knife person, they'll be like, what in the world? What is that? That looks pretty cool. And I will have to agree. So we got these, I think Kansept called them dimples on the different model we recently just looked at, but kind of these different concave sections on the titanium, be blasted, of course, which is my cup of tea. The whole knife is very monochromatic. I absolutely like it. Are they serialized? The answer is yes. We got 62 out of 200. That's pretty sick there. Then we have the Molsect branding on the opposite end, kind of like this oval little section there. Captive pivot. And then we have, looks like a front flipper. The blade actually protrudes past the handle here for also a back flipper with some jimping there as well. And as far as the steel, we're dealing with N690 steel. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get it deployed here. What are we working with? I do like that the blade tucks into the handle completely. Kind of makes it a nice EDC knife on the DL, right? If you know, you know, because the blade doesn't necessarily reveal itself entirely, right? Maybe like what, 98%, but there we go. Back flipper for the win. Well, bam, right? And holy smokes, guys, I was not expecting that type of geometry, but am I glad that is the geometry that popped out of that handle. Very pokey tip, right? If you know what I mean, like your favorite YouTuber says here on the platform. We have a very tall flat grind. What are we calling this? Drop point blade? Are we going spear point? I mean, it could be any of, all of the above, really. That is definitely a gorgeous looking geometry there. Love the sort of reflective, I can't even say stonewash, but it's also not a satin finish. It's kind of like a very reflective, opaque looking sort of finish on it. I like it. Needless to say, I like it a lot. You guys are getting a closer look at it here before, again, I move it around like a hot potato. I got you, right? Definitely get a closer look. What I find interesting too is this nice little quirk here. So we got a titanium pocket clip. It kind of looks like it sits in a way where it wouldn't be reversible. But then on the other side, you get a popping screw that feels like you could undo by hand. But I just find it interesting that it protrudes out so much. I mean, a very interesting detail. It kind of seems conscious, if you ask me, to make it so it pops out that much. Lanyard solution back here, nice and clean, so you don't have an ugly lanyard hole. So that's the way to go. And again, the pocket clip actually looks very nice and uniform. What kind of locking system are we working with? Hello? Is this a liner lock? Is this a frame lock? How do we close this knife? Ooh, okay. Oh, okay. Wow. Ooh, okay. I was not expecting that. I'm going to tell you this right now. I was not expecting that. I'm like, okay, it's going to be it's going to be a liner lock of some sort, right? No big deal, but it is not a locking knife. So that's something to keep in mind there. So it kind of gives you maybe like slip joint vibes in a way, but you have, it looks like a little detent. Is this a double detent? I think so. Detent here on the open and a detent on the close. So like a double detent experience. And then it looks like if you wanted to, okay, this is why they did this. I'm over here. I love when I'm doing an unboxing and I'm discovering new, cool, different things. It looks like you can undo, right, this screw right here and then screw it over there. And then that will make it as close to a fixed blade as you can. It would technically add another point of lockup because in a way you have this hole on the titanium. You have this hole here on the blade and then it actually goes all the way through the other side where it's actually threaded. And then there you go. That's a better look. And then you could actually theoretically screw this guy in there and make it a fixed blade. So why don't we do that real quick? I'm going to use the Drive-R-Saurus from Kansept EDC. This is my new premium white bed driver, if you would. So I think this might be a T8, and that's what I have equipped here. It absolutely is. So it came out pretty easily. And let's get a feel for it. So it looks like the knife is not going to fall apart without it. And then I'm going to screw this guy in here. Looks like I can do it by hand. But of course, if I have a TA bit driver on hand, I might as well use that. All right, I'm not going to go crazy. Just torque it a bit. And yeah, that is not unlocking at all. That is, I mean, if I push it, I hear a tad bit of movement, but that's it. Right, that is, ladies and gentlemen, as close to a fixed blade as you can get with the folding knife. A lot of companies have done this in many different ways. We recently looked at the Tundra from CJRB knives, and this one also has a hole here. You can tighten the whole steel pin on there to turn it into a quote-unquote fixed blade. So that's an implementation right there, like on the CJRB Tundra. I mean, this one is doing something different, but again, a hole that lines up with the blade and the handle itself. So a very interesting take. Right? If you wanted to do some fixed blade kind of work, you can. Then once you're done, or you want to fold it as a knife, you would just unscrew this guy. I like that it has a place for it, right? You don't have to like worry about losing it. It has a dedicated place for it. You will screw it back in here, and then you are good to go. It looks like if I do it by hand, I can loosen it up in the future. There we go. But of course, if I have a tool handy, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Where do we go from here, guys? What are your thoughts on that? All right, pretty cool, interesting little surprise there. I was not expecting. I also was not expecting it to be a double detent. So we got a 2-for-2 surprise on this one. We did the back flipper, but ooh, hold on a second. Trying to do the front flipper. Okay, looks like the front flipper, because it is a non-locking knife, it might bounce back. All right, there we go. Okay, you might want to go a little bit smooth or slow on the front flipper. That's where it's at. So if you go snappy, like if you really go snappy, like a locking knife, like say this guy we just looked at, you snap, you know there's a liner, for example, that's going to hold it in place. That's not the way to go with this guy, because there's a double detent. You might want to go just a little bit slower. There we go, just like that. My go-to is always going to be that back flipper. That just feels a little bit more natural, more comfortable to do. But anyways, talk about a pleasant surprise here from Molsect. I do like the monochromatic look to it. And again, it is a limited run, it looks like, with the serial number and everything. B-blasted titanium N690 steel with a pretty pokey blade. Tall flat grind, sign me up, right? I'll also leave a link down there for the Drive-R-Saurus if you guys are interested on picking one up. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.